good morning everyone. So today we're going to focus atong lecture 1 which is on fundamentals of statics of rigid bodies. So once again, I am Engineer Lionel G. Malegdem. I will be your instructor for this subject which is ANX 1661 statics of rigid bodies. Okay. So yung objective lang natin for today is to enable you students to calculate the resultant force by way of geometric and algebraic methods, and also to introduce the different types of forces, and lastly is to enable students to understand and apply the concepts of moment. So before that, let's introduce engineering mechanics. So yung engineering mechanics is uses math and physics to quantify the reactions, or to analyze the bodies, the structures, or even frames for its performance and safety bitaw, no? So under engineering mechanics is naatay statics of rigid bodies. So yung statics of rigid bodies is yung ina-analyze natin is yung mga bodies that are at rest, or yung wait lang ha, are at rest, or yung velocity is constant, meaning yung acceleration po natin is equal to 0. Now, yung dalawang remaining subjects or courses, yung dynamics saka materials, is basically yung ANS 161 is the prerequisite for this one. Okay, so yung sa dynamics, syempre, is i-direct comparison lang. So, sa dynamics is we're trying to analyze yung mga body na nagmo-move. Under that is na kay kinematics and kinetics. Okay? So, dito na ta sa dynamics ana mag-explain unsa na siya. Then while sa strength of materials, ang kalahian lang sa tong statics of rigid bodies is basically, sa static of rigid bodies is kinukonsider natin dito is rigid body, meaning hindi sila nagdi-deform. Unlike sa strength of materials, we're considering the uh, characteristic of the material, which allows the uh, material to deform, elongate, or bend, di ba? Nakadepende sa kanyang uh, elastic modulus, or the flexural rigidity ng isang material, or yung tinatawag natin E times the moment of inertia. Okay? So, moving on. So, sa yung engineering mechanics kasi is based upon the three laws of motion. So, yung first law is a particle remains at rest or continues to move with uniform velocity if there is no unbalanced force acting on it. So, basically, para to get the equilibrium, or the static equilibrium, that is our main purpose sa ating subject for today, is dapat lahat ng forces na nag-a-act sa isang body must be balanced, di ba? So meaning, kung sa equation pa, sa right hand side and left hand side of the equation, they must be equal para balanse, zero yung acceleration. Now, how about yung second law of motion? So, syempre, kung mag-a-apply tayo ng load, di ba, ay yung force, if the particle is proportional to the vector sum, or the summation of all forces, di ba, magmo-move yung isang body along the line of action na ina-apply natin na force. Okay? Then the third law of motion, syempre, pag may force na ina-apply natin sa isang body, may sarili ning reaction. So, imagine, ideal, or imagine na ikaw nag-push ka ng wall, di ba? Syempre, kung may reaction na siya, matumba jud ang wall, di ba? So, nung push ka ko wa nag-move, di ba? So, meaning lang ana, yung force nga ina-apply mo is either uh, kulang or sakto lang siya. But I know, medyo kulang jud siya. Di ba? So, basically in layman's term, every action has an equal and opposite nga reaction. So, concept check lang tayo mga idolo. So, what has a mass but the size can be neglected? Siyempre, particle. So, 'di ba? So, why do we need to analyze mga particle, 'di ba? So, ang particle analysis man gud kay naga-allow na to simplify complex structures. Meaning, kino-consider lang natin ng mass niya, or diha na magawas yung mga concentrated load, di ba? And to isolate the fundamental forces acting upon them without worrying about rotation. So ang rotation is dito na yun na may bawa na to sa resultant of non-concurrent forces. So syempre ganina is I think ay na-mention na nako ang rigid body. Basically, it is defined as a collection of particles forming a solid object whose size, shape, and dimension never change. Meaning, yung rigid body cannot feel any deformation. Okay? Then under this top subject is the engineering mechanics is not tayo gina-consider nga mga force systems, which is yung mga coplanar and non-coplanar. Meaning sa coplanar lang guys is yung isa lang na plane yung kino-consider natin. Okay? Yung XY plane lang. Or yung non-coplanar naman is multiple planes na ang kung consider natin sa analysis. So minimum of 2, okay? And more, 'di ba? So basically natay tulo ka planes diri ah. We got XY, ZY, and ZX na plane. So under that, syempre, natay mga forces na i-consider pod nga i-apply. So what if ang mga force nato is nag-intersect sa isa ka point? So kana is ginatawag nato na as concurrent forces. How about kung nag-act siya along the line but sa same direction and same magnitude. So diri is under na siya sa non-concurrent forces or the parallel system. Parallel force system. So not all the time pareha siya og pareha siya og direction. Sometimes is nasayop lang ni pero same na ning magnitude but different ang direction. So this causes actually na diha na dayon magsugod ang rotational nga mga problem or sa moment problem, 'di ba? Motong natay particle kay yung particle. So sa particle nga analysis nag-coincide sila sa isa ka point. So meaning di siya maga-cause ng rotation. Kay isa ra man unlike diri unlike kaning mga non-concurrent forces, this can cause the rotation to padulong diri clockwise, 'di ba? If considering kani atong moment center, 'di ba? So basically kaning duha is non-concurrent sila, then parallel, like and unlike, and also collinear, meaning nag-act sa isa ka axis plane. Okay, what if na kay force butang ako dire? So this is basically the general force system which naa na halos tanan makita nato halos tanan, di ba? It is a mix and match of all the forces nga pwede nato i-consider. So pwede na ta maggamit na ng equations of equilibrium sa x, y, and the moment, di ba? Yung mga moment forces natin diyan. So syempre, so what are the types of forces na usually ina-analyze natin? For example, we have here a simply supported beam nga naa kay at the right side at point A atong natay pin support ug naa kay roller support. Syempre, yung pinaka-common guys, yung pinaka-common is yung concentrated load, okay? Na P, 'di ba? Sometimes then is we analyze the self-weight of the material. So, kung mangutana mo ano naman sa center sir, because this is where the center of gravity is found considering kanina material. So, naon sa pailain na to gina-consider. Syempre kung na-load nimo naka-reaction. So, based na siya sa third law of motion. So naputay distributed load. So mo ni pinakadali nga load nga distributed, 'di ba? Ang medyo lisod na dayag sugod is yung varying load like the triangular and the trapezoidal loads, 'di ba guys? So naputay point moment. So diri is dara po ma-introduce atong couple moment. Tay, 'di ba? Yung this is where the nagmag-rotate na bali or nanay torque nga mahitabo sa atong material. So ato ron na-explain in the upcoming lectures or this ko na the upcoming lectures karon na rin ako yung lecture. Okay? So daghan na ta sige tag mention ng force unsa kay meaning ang force. So basically in layman's term, ang force nato is the action of one body on another. For example na kay sa man siya. We have here a box, okay? Nga na kay i-apply nga load or force, di ba? Syempre sa second law of motion, if na kay i-apply nga load, mosunod ang isa ka body sa kung asa na padulong ang force, di ba? But what if kaning green to guys, kaning green is the point of application. Okay? Kaning point kung asa gi-apply ang load mo nang ginatawag na to ang point of application. So what if di ay na-weight ang atong plate, di ba? So kung na-weight na siya, meaning it could possibly na natay, di ba, na kailangan ang kwan. So kung naa kay action, naa jud na equal reaction, di ba? So unsa kay mga reaction ani pwede since wala kay applied load diri agi sa right side. Siyempre, natay ginatawag og frictional force. So para ma-solve lang nato na is we just need to find the normal force, di ba? And also the friction coefficient. So given na na-perminti ng friction coefficient, guys. So para ma-achieve nato ang, so maybe kung gusto katong frictional force, we can achieve the acceleration which is equal to 0 or maka-achieve ta ng equilibrium. So ang main, by the way, so diri adjod actually ang main character diri is vector mechanics, diba? So diri is ang vector mechanics nagatabang sa to analyze the forces, motion, and how objects interacts in space. So it uses the mathematical concept of vector. Kaya nga naman, since naa kay magnitude and directions, which is naa si force. Meaning, ang force din nato is a vector quantity. And also, it is represented by an arrow. Diba? So, itong arrow is my magnitude which is equal to the length and also na siya kagalingong direction. Now, magkuhan lang ta, segue lang ta. So, ang vector, guys, is actually naka 3 types of vector. So, for example, naka vector A, B, and C. So, naka 3 types. Ang first type is kung fixed ni siya, guys, meaning di ni siya pwede move. So, this is the starting point of A, starting point of B, ay C, starting point of B. Di ba? Since lailahi siya og starting point, meaning lailahi jud siya value. Di ba? Kung ito ning ibutang sa tong Cartesian plane. Di ba? Okay. Now, so basically, this is going to be unequal sila ang A, B, o C. How about if ang gitreat na to mga vectors as sliding vectors? Meaning, pwede siya mo slide but dapat along the line of action lang. Okay? Pwede siya mo forward, pwede po siya mo backward. Di ba? Kung if that is allowed, 'di ba, same ra ni siya og lengths, 'di ba, and direction, we could say nga ang A ug B, vector A and B is equal. How about C? Ano di ba siya equal? Because kuya siya ni coincide sa iyang line of action. That's why diri sa tong sliding vector ang C nato is not equal to A and B, right? Now, how about free vector? So diri makita na nato nga equal silang tanan. Why? Because we are free. Free gani. So free na nako siya butang diri. Kani silang A ug B butang diri. A coincide nako sila. So considering nga same silang magnitude tanan, pwede na mabaylo. Pwede na ma-consider natong equal ang 3 ka force vector. But take note, ang usually gina-consider nato diri is ang gina-analyze is yung free vector. So haron ning this is just a review sa inyong vector. Okay, since another topic pod kay lang nga usual nga atong mahuna-hunaan when we're talking about vector is basically yung pagkuha ng resultant, di ba? For example, may vector, dalawang vectors ka, di ba? Ina-add natin, so we get a new vector which is the resultant or the summation of two vectors, di ba? So basically, if you have vector A plus vector B, so we get a new vector which is the vector C. So basically, yung force natin or resultant is the summation of all the forces acting on a body or a particle. So how do we solve for the resultants, mga idolo? So there are two ways to solve for the resultants na kay geometric and algebraic, guys. Okay? So saan ang geometric? So na kay triangle rule or the parallelogram rule, 'di ba? Law, and the sa algebraic natin is yung breakdown natin yung isang force into components sa atong vertical and horizontal or yung x and y component natin. Now, to solve for the geometric, guys, is simply lang. We just need these two formulas right here or atong trigo, 'di ba? Cosine law to get the magnitude, then the sine law to get the direction, 'di ba? Yung unique dito is yung sa cosine law kasi is you just need two lengths and one angle, 'di ba? Then design law, syempre ganyan yan. You don't di na ako kailangan siguro equal explain, 'di ba? While the component method is considering yung fx and fy, cause yung sa fx and sa fy is sine, considering na yung uh, angle is based on the nakabase sa x-axis, 'di ba? So katuwa lang. So syempre pag naka-base siya sa y-axis na, maiiba na 'yun. So yung sa y component niya, ay lagi. So yung y component niya magiging f cosine theta, yung sa x component naman f sine theta, 'di ba? So syempre it's not since we're talking about mga forces nga nag-a-act sa isang body, syempre dili na perminti nga isa ra. Maybe 1, 2, 3 or more na siya mag-act. So how do we solve that? 'Di ba? Summation lang nato na sa tanan x and y components, then to get the resultant, syempre gamitan lang nato og Pythagorean theorem, then the direction is kanirang arctan the ry over the rx lang, we can get the direction. Okay, now since force, so next is the unit of a force. So usual lang ginagamit natin sa metric system is Newton and kilonewton. So kani is wa pa ko ni gamit sa mga exams. And also for the US customary systems na kay pound force, okay? Then kip and ounce force. Okay, 1 kip is equal to 1 pound force or 1 pound. So okay na siya. So 1 pound force and 1 pound is the same. Okay? Kung na yun na. So what are the common variations of these problems, mga idolo? Okay? So yung common variation of this problem is pinaka-basic is pinapahanap lang yung resultant. Di ba? And the direction. Then second one is find a missing force. Meaning sometimes given po yung resultant and the direction. Okay? And this is the semi favorite ng mga students or the optimization problem where we need to find the maximum or minimum force nga pwede na to i-apply sa isa ka particle or a body and also kani mga directed along a line, di ba? Yung pinaka-ideal natin is yung nagmi-mix and match tayo sa apat na common variation of each problem. So dito, sample problem number 1 na tayo. So dito is hindi given yung drawing, para may para ma-develop naman natin yung reading comprehension natin. So actually we have here daw dalawang forces which is 500 and 800 Newton. So kailangan lang natin is we need to draw the Cartesian plane muna. So by the way, yung sign conventions natin is if considering sa y component, yung pataas is positive, then yung pababa is negative, while considering the x component naman, mga idolo, is yung positive, yung pakanan is positive, then yung pakaliwa is negative. Okay? So, as you can see here, naka 500 Newton daw, directed 30 degrees with respect with the positive axis. So, basic na, naana siya diri diba? Then yung F2 naman is directed at the second quadrant. Uy, kamo ng second quadrant? Siyempre, diri na, no? So, naka yung second quadrant. So, kompleto na ba ni? So, what do you call this one? So this is actually the free body diagram na nato, which is the idealization of the problem para makatabang sa ato pag-analyze sa isa ka problem. Okay, so kompleto na ba ni? Syempre di pa, napakay degrees, mga degrees sana. So pwede na ko i-show diri muna yung sa algebraic, but let's first focus on the graphical or the geometric method sa pag-solve. Okay, ano graphical may? So here is pwede na kang mag-choose bisag asa ng force vector, di ba? Kay magpili ra man ka din ni-draw nimo. Then i-add na dayon nimo tanan nga mga forces nga nag-act sa isa ka particle or body. Considering concurrent forces considering concurrent forces. Okay. So ako ani is piliyon ako F1 kay mas comfortable ko. So for example, ang F1 dia, di ba? F1. Then ang second force na to is i-start na to sa atong head sa atong F1, then follow the direction lang. Okay. Unsa may problema na to ni? Oo. Then, after ma-add na ko tanan force vector, para makuha na tong resultant, syempre, i-add na to from the start or the tail of F1 to the head of F2. So, mao na siya. That is, ang kaning red arrow is our resultant or the FR. So, syempre, yung sa pay kulang nga na. Diba? So, angle na to, inner angle sa kanina side diri Diba? So, we know nga since natay line diri, so the opposite side of this line is the same nga angle diri sa tong F1, di ba? Okay, for example kana. So basically since this is 130, so 30 po diri So kani same ra gyapon ni kay diri ganina it's 45, di ba? 45, so if we add them both na kay 75. So na kay unsa man? You have two lengths and one angle. So unsa gamiton nimo? So yung cosine law, di ba? So by using the cosine law, we get the uh, resultant force nga 826.4047216 Newton. Then yung direction na lang yung kulang. So syempre sa sine law, if yung direction ng kulang is we have here known. So para makuha to, we need F2, the use 800, di ba? So here, so 800 over sine alpha. Then is equal to 82640 over sine 75. So simplifying that, we get 69.23836,118 degrees. So from here, from the red to this blue one right here, nakay 69.238. So, mo na ba ng direction? No. Napakay actually, nakay 30 degrees pa dire, di ba? Pwede na nato i-add natin siya. But dire go overcomplicate lang ako ni dire. But basically, kaning 69.238 mag-add lang tag 30 sa dire since katong starting point from here to F1, ba? Nakay 30 dire plus 69.238, we get 99.2383 degrees. So muna nito mga answer. So this is the final answer. So pwede ra to ni let's try to solve using the algebraic method. So mas dali jud ang algebraic method is a more efficient way of solving. Pero since dapat ay statics, dapat mag-practice gyapon mo sa atong geometric method nga pag-solve. Okay?